As was introduced before, I work in ACRI, which is the biggest, oldest human rights organization in Israel for over 40 years. And one of the really big challenges that we've been trying to deal with in the last few years is exactly the same challenge that we find our friends in INCLO and other places are dealing with in the last few years. Inside this shrinking democratic space, the attack against NGOs and activists, and trying to see what to do in order to still work, be effective, and do our stuff in the best way in these circumstances. As I said, I don't know, maybe many people don't know, or maybe they do, that we're suffering from the same kind of trends in Israel, populist trends, and in Israel it's even more complicated because it's connected to the Arab-Israeli conflict and to security issues, and of course now we have also migrants, and in Israel the migrants is another issue of not being Jewish, and all these things are very, very complicated issues in Israel. So on top of nationalistic things, you have also these things, and then straight away it's very, very easy for the people of Israel to see anyone defending these issues as traitors, as it's even worse than, I remember saying that people came out to demonstrate against harming human rights or activists or whatever in Israel. There will never be such a thing. People hate the human rights organization in an extreme way. So we also have to deal with this. It's a very, very extreme situation. Now, very right-wing groups that are working in Israel, just I'll give you an example of what happened last week. We had a case in the court, and they came, these people, I also go to the parliament a lot and to different sessions, that filming soldiers in the occupied territories by anyone in the intent to demoralize the soldiers, whatever that means, would be like a criminal offense, and it would be 5 years in jail, okay? And this is just an example. Maybe it won't pass. Of course, the Justice Ministry and Attorney General, they oppose this, but part of this populist thing is that the government doesn't care what the Attorney General or the Justice Ministry or the High Court says anymore. For instance, another example, and these are examples that have to do with the work that human rights and activists do, yes? Taking pictures in the territories of what's going on. Another example is we have a bill to do with boycotting of Israel, which was passed a few years ago, and that whoever boycotts, we could have like a tort case against him and get damages for this boycotting. It hasn't been used since it was since the bill passed, because it's very hard for people to prove this, yes? But after this bill passed, our organizations and another few human rights organizations, we petitioned against it to say that it's hurting freedom of speech. And they did a special court with 9 judges, like I don't know how you say it in English, like a special thing with 9 judges of the 11 judges of the High Court in Israel. And all 9 judges, including like the right-wing, the conservative judges, said that a specific clause was not constitutional, and they cancelled it. So now, this was like 3 years ago, and now last week, the members of Knesset, they wrote a bill, like a private bill in Israel, and to again have this specific clause, they are going to legislate it again. This specific clause that the High Court, 9 judges, all of them together said that it was not constitutional. And I was sitting in this meeting in the Knesset, in our parliament, and the Attorney General was there saying that it's impossible to do it. The legal advisor of the parliament was sitting there and saying it's impossible to do it. And they were not, it was like air to them. They were just ignoring him or whatever, and they are going to pass this bill. I mean, there's one thing that's very important to say. Maybe sometimes and these are just two examples for the last week. Yes, we have this happening all the time, all different examples. And sometimes these things pass, sometimes they don't pass. But what's bothering us as human rights activists is the effect of these things, even if they don't pass, it's catastrophic because it changes the whole discourse of everybody regarding what is human rights, what is democracy, what is the job of a court in a democratic state, etc., etc. And these are things that will stay with the people, and I think for years. It's damaged for years and years and years. In this discussion, for instance, I'm supposed to finish, but I have so much more I wanted to, this is just a little thing I wanted to talk about. One more thing that I wanted to say. In this discussion in the parliament last week, I started to explain when I was speaking that I wanted to say democracy is not, what the majority decides and that's it, but I didn't even finish my sentence, and they were all the members of Knesset were starting to say, yes, democracy, it's the rule of the majority, and the majority, it can't be that the High Court will tell us what to do. We were picked by the people, and we will decide, this kind of talk. And it's not like a one thing. The government has been working on this discourse for maybe 10 years now, and people are already starting to they have new concepts of what democracy, of what human rights is. And this is, I think, one of our biggest challenges as human rights and activists and stuff, how to deal with it. I don't know, maybe I don't have time, but the other part of what I wanted to say is at least how we are dealing with it. I made points to give you examples of how we're trying to deal with this, so maybe if I should come back to it or do it now, what